Kalen was the finest clockmaker in the kingdom. It was said he could craft a pocket watch so precise it would keep perfect time for a century without losing a single second. But in his relentless quest to master time, he eventually discovered a terrible irony. He had completely forgotten how to live in it. Step inside Kellen's workshop, and you'd be transported to another world. A world of polished brass and gleaming gold. A symphony of 1,000 ticking clocks, each one a testament to his genius. Sunlight streamed through the dusty windows, catching on spinning gears and delicate pendulums. The air hummed with the constant, rhythmic pulsed heartbeat of Kellen's obsession. The townsfolk respected him, of course. They would bring their heirlooms to him, their voices hushed in awe as they watched his steady hands bring life back to silent timepieces. But they also kept their distance. There was an intensity about Kalen, a frantic energy that simmered just beneath his calm exterior. He was a man possessed. His obsession had a name: the universal chronometer. This wasn't just another clock. It was his magnum opus, a machine designed to measure something far more elusive than hours and minutes. It was meant to measure life itself, to calculate its perfect efficiency. Kalen believed that every human action, every thought, every breath could be optimized. The chronometer, with its intricate web of dials and cogs, was supposed to be the key. It would chart the ideal path, a life lived without a single wasted moment. He poured everything into it, as his days, his nights, his very soul. He spoke to it as if it were alive, whispering his theories and dreams into its cold, metallic heart. He was building a god of his own making, a god of perfect, unforgiving time. As the universal chronometer neared completion, the world Kalen had so meticulously tried to control began to fracture and fall apart. The obsession that fueled his genius was now consuming him. He stopped eating regular meals, surviving on stale bread and cold tea, his body growing frail and gaunt. The rhythmic ticking that once soothed him now felt like a torment, a constant, nagging reminder of every passing second. His hands, once the steadiest in the kingdom, began to tremble. His sleep was haunted by dreams of spinning gears and relentless pendulums swinging like guillotines. Old friends would stop by the shop, their cheerful greetings dying on their lips when they saw the change in him. "Kalen, you must rest," one would say. "Come, walk with us by the river," another would plead. But Kalen would just shake his head, his eyes fixated on the chronometer. He saw their invitations not as gestures of friendship, but as inefficient distractions. Soon, they stopped coming altogether, leaving him alone in his ticking, golden cage. The more he fine-tuned the machine to measure a perfect life, the more his own life became a hollow echo. He was a ghost in his own workshop, a man running on a treadmill of his own design, going faster and faster but getting nowhere. The efficiency he craved had stripped all the meaning, all the joy, all the humanity from his existence. He had calculated the value of every second, but had forgotten the value of a single, spontaneous laugh. The breakdown came on a dark and stormy night. Thunder rattled the very foundations of the workshop, and rain lashed against the windows like angry fists. A brilliant flash of lightning lit up the room, followed by a deafening crack of thunder. And then, silence. A profound, terrifying silence. The constant ticking that had been the soundtrack to Kellen's life for years had stopped. He scrambled to the universal chronometer. Its grand pendulum was still. Its 1,000 gears were frozen. The machine, his life's work, was dead. A primal scream of despair tore from Kellen's throat. This wasn't just a mechanical failure. It was the collapse of his entire worldview. In a fit of blind rage and desperation, he grabbed a heavy mallet from his workbench. He swung it again and again, smashing the delicate dials, shattering the polished glass, bending the intricate cogs. He was destroying his god, his jailer, his own reflection. Exhausted and broken, he collapsed onto the floor amidst the wreckage, the sound of his own ragged sobs replacing the ticking of the clocks. Just then, the shop door creaked open, letting in a swirl of wind and rain. A figure stood silhouetted in the doorway, a traveler seeking shelter from the storm. It was a woman, her face calm and her eyes holding a gentle wisdom. She took in the scene, the destroyed machine, the weeping man without. A word of judgment. After a long moment of silence, she asked a simple question. "Tell me, clockmaker," she said, her voice as soft as the rain, "have you ever taken a moment to notice the sunset from your window?" Kalen looked up, confused. T. Sunset. He glanced towards the large window at the back of his shop, now dark and streaked with rain. He tried to remember the last time he had truly looked out of it, not just to check the light, but to see the world outside. He couldn't. It had been years. Shame washed over him. The traveler smiled gently, as if she understood everything. You have spent your entire life measuring the river, she told him, but you have never once stepped into the water. The words hit him with the force of a physical blow, a truth so simple and profound it shattered the last remnants of his delusion. That night marked Kellen's transformation. When the storm passed and the sun rose, it was as if he was seeing the world for the first time. The traveler was gone, but her words remained, planted like a seed in the fertile ground of his broken heart. He swept up the remains of the universal chronometer, not with anger, but with a sense of release. He was free. He didn't stop being a clockmaker. Crafting things with his hands was part of who he was, but he no longer built clocks to track and measure time. Instead, he began to create what he called mindful clocks. These were beautiful, simple devices, often made of wood and stone. They didn't have numbers or second hands. They didn't tick relentlessly. Instead, they would chime softly and unexpectedly, perhaps once in the morning, or twice in the afternoon. The chime wasn't a call to action or a reminder of a schedule. It was an invitation. An invitation to pause, to take a breath, to notice the light filtering through the leaves of a tree, to savor the taste of a cup of tea, to simply be present in the moment. People from all over the kingdom came to his shop, not for precision timepieces, but for these gentle reminders to live. He taught them what the traveler had taught him. That life isn't a race to be won, or a problem to be solved, but a river to be experienced. The story ends, not in a workshop filled with the frantic noise of 1,000 clocks, but with Kalen now older and with lines of peace etched on his face, sitting on a simple wooden bench outside his shop. He's not looking at a dial or a gear. He's watching the sun dip below the horizon, painting the sky in brilliant hues of orange and purple, feeling the cool evening breeze on his skin, fully connected to the beautiful, unmeasured, and perfect present moment. Thank you for watching. Remember that life is happening right now, in this very breath. Don't forget to step into the water. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. See you next time.
Subscribe Wise Ripple for more.